From the boardroom to the bar stool.
From relationships to real life situations.
Welcome to Tequila Chronicles Reloaded with Trouble Man and Honeybee D. Bourbon.
Unfiltered conversations, authentic opinions, grown folk energy. Pour your favorite drink, turn the volume up and join the conversation.
This is Tequila Chronicles Reloaded.
Hey, Tequila Chronicles.
Everybody's got a story to tell.
Tequila Chronicles, where the real ones laugh, live and sip so well.
Trouble Man, Honeybee,
bringing truth with every pour. Tequila Chronicles, Tequila Chronicles.
Come on in and pull up a chair.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? I am one half of the infamous duo. You can call me Trouble Man. Mr. Borrow your girl. I don't want to steal her. I give her back. I'm polite. We just having some fun, man. My co-host, Honey B. D. Bourbon, I actually had to work late tonight. So she out there getting that bread. I ain't mad at that. Single mother doing her thing, doing what she got to do out there. So tonight, y'all got me. So it should be interesting. I'm gonna be answering questions from the chat. You can also DM me, shoot me a text, whatever you want to talk about. That's what we about to get into. You know what I'm talking about. So the chat is open. Let me make sure I open the chat. And let me see. Shout out to myself because we only started 4 minutes late today. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Clap it up for me, y'all. Nah, I clap it up for myself. That's for sure. So while I'm waiting on some chats to come through and some texts to come, basically, man, one thing that's annoying me is this 50 Cent Rick Ross thing. I wish they would just kiss and make up already. They both in their 50s acting ridiculous. Granted, anybody that knows me knows I'm not the biggest Auntie Curtis fan, but I mean, they both getting ridiculous at this point. And I just got a chat. So somebody just asked, why do I call him Auntie Curtis? My thing is this. I applaud the man's business acumen. Got no problem with him, but he got weird feminine energy to me. Like I never seen a grown man that's so obsessed with other grown men. The shit is throwing me off. You know what I mean? It's really throwing me off. But to each his own. Whatever. Who else we got? Oh, and that's another thing. Okay. So even when I guess they made the movie or whatever, or what is it, the documentary about Diddy? My thing is this: if he was convicted he was convicted, but I mean, if he did everything they said he did, he absolutely should be in jail. I got no problem with that. But the general consensus is, if you don't agree with 50, then you automatically ride with Diddy, when that shouldn't be the case whatsoever. And another issue I had with 50, he was quick to jump out there and make a documentary about another black man when there's tons of others doing the exact same thing, but you still eating off of them people, so you won't make no movies about them. But I digress. Also, last week, who was it? Yayo Murder got called Dependence by Bleak. Right now, Bleak is running the internet because a lot of the people are siding with Bleak. And, shout out to him for the win. I mean, Murder goes on Gillian Wallow and goes into a rant. I mean, a grown man tantrum. They've been clowning him all week. Granted, Disney ain't cheap. Disney is not cheap. But did you really pay for 13 Kids Murder or did you get sponsored? I'm pretty sure y'all got some kind of comp. But I know you had to say that to make it look good. And mind you, Yayo has literally went on every platform in America and says basically to the extent of Bleak and Jay, right? So Bleak said one thing back, and these niggas been on a dependent tour for the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, Murder, Yayo, just all y'all doing is furthermore proving the man's point. Especially Murder. He didn't even say nothing about Murder, which is the hilarious thing to me. He said absolutely nothing about Murder. He more so said something about Tony Yayo, right? So, and Yayo know he independent, man. But Yayo, like I say, he's gone on various different platforms, and Yayo was the one that generally mentions Jay's and Bleak's friendship. So I guess he finally answered, and he made him look like how he made him look. So I ain't really got I like Bleak. Like I said, if y'all know me, y'all know I am a fan of music. I'm not the biggest Auntie Curtis fan, definitely not a G Unit fan, but they do got some songs that I like that I will listen to. Music is good music. You know what I'm saying? I separate the art from the person, at least most times I try to. So if y'all just popping your heads in, tonight I'm just answering questions from the chat. My co-host is out there doing her thing, getting her money. So she may jump on a little later. If not, then y'all just gonna have to listen to the smooth sounds of my melodious voice over these airways. I just got a DM. Let me see what this DM say. All right, this is a completely different turn of events here. So let me make sure I'm reading this correctly before I put it out there for everybody to hear. So, how you pronounce this guy's name? I don't know. He's got a wild Instagram name. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. His question was, or is rather, I don't know when this turned into a dating show, but I guess I can give a little advice. His question is, I was dating this young lady, everything was good. Then all of a sudden, we had a conversation. I basically was telling her I was paying some bills and I was doing X, Y, and Z. And she stated, "You pay bills every day. Y'all want to bail me because this is like a long message. So I'm kind of just like kind of reading between the lines with it." Basically, she says I talk about money all the time. When in hindsight, we've had a gang of conversations, but yet that's the only thing she honed in on was the money aspect. I mean, I'm all for financial literacy, and I guess it depends on the way y'all conversations went. But I mean, everybody don't want to be financial literate, and you might have dodged a bullet because she might have been super irresponsible. Now, it's one thing if you out here bragging. I mean, then yeah, anybody would get sick of hearing that. But from what I gathered from your actual text, she just happened to catch you, times when you were paying bills. But seems like you had a whole lot of a conversation. Sounded to me like she was a goofy. So you might have dodged a bullet there, player. Sometimes with the goofies, you got to let them live goofily ever after. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, I've never really been in a situation like that. I mean, I've been in something similar, but usually if I'm talking about money to people or with the opposite sex, it's usually to give them some type of gain or to give them some advice. Now, don't get me wrong, I ain't no financial expert or no financial advisor because I use financial advisors sometimes experts, but I have a method and a system that works for me. So I usually, give people some game and tell them to tweak it to however it'll work for them. So, but that's one thing about our people is a lot of people don't want to learn financial literacy or they don't want to be responsible. Like, I give you a prime example. You'll pay $3,500 a month for an apartment, but won't pay a $2,700 mortgage. You see what I'm saying? It's things like that. And I granted, everybody don't want to be a homeowner, and I get that. But if you're still relatively of age, you know what I'm saying, 3,500 a month roughly is a lot of money. I'm smart, but I can't think off the top that fast. But if you go on 3,500 a month for 1 year, that's $42,000, right? And the average rent these days is anywhere between 2,000 and hell, some of them I seen rent as high as $6,000 in DC. And I think it's good for young professionals because a lot of people fresh out of college, they getting their dream job or they not getting a job. Period. They don't want the commitment and the hustle and bustle of a house, which I completely understand, and some older people too. So I get that as well. But I mean, $42,000 for 1 year, $84,000 for 2 years. You know what I mean? At least with a house, you get some kind of equity. You can get some money back with that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't want to hear that, or they just won't take the time to go sit down with somebody. Like it takes most times these financial advisors don't even want anything unless they can actually help you. Then they get like small broker's fee or things of that nature. But if it's something that's going to help you further along yourself, then I mean that's a small price to pay for financial freedom in the end. You know what I mean? Especially once you get older, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you got something for your kids, your loved ones, or whoever. Like don't go, don't pass and leave a bill. Because for the most part, any decent job has some form of life insurance. And it's usually in around upwards around maybe 50 to 55K. It's not gonna cost that much to bury you. Even a expensive funeral is only around 20 25K. So you still have some money left. And then most people get more than one policy. So you may have the standard company 50, and then I know for the company I work for, it's like $12 a week to get an extra $250,000. So if and when I ever get married, you know what I'm saying, just cash that out. With Ali, see, he say money through the roof, baby. Granted, it ain't like it's millions, but that 250 plus whatever's left from that three to bury me in various assets, whatever. I'm not gonna get into all of that because that just ain't none of y'all business. whoever I leave behind gonna be straight. You know what I mean? So that's that. Look like right now, so I'm going to my nephew's. All right, man. I think I spent a little more time on that than I wanted to, but we keep it moving, man. Yeah, like I said, my man. Maybe you should reach back out and try to have another conversation with her, just to kind of feel her out. Because to me, that kind of seemed like a weak excuse, especially going by what I read. Now, I'm only reading your side of the story, so I don't know if that's 100% accurate. You know what I mean? So, but if it is, man, she just won for you, my brother. Move on to the next. So, yeah, I mean, y'all got y'all know we got a public chat. Y'all ain't got to keep blowing up my DMs, but I keep answering them from there. So, what else we got? No, definitely not reading that one on the air. Ooh, that is something else. Oh, here's a good one. Last week you talked about the Black Touch site. How do I find it? Oh man. So I think last week I was talking about this. Initially, I mean, it was the guy that actually started the site was a lifestyle guy. I mean, the site's been around for quite a while, but the content is really good. It's very good. I like it, and it's called Black Touch. I think the way you were looking for it, my man, I think you were probably typing Black Touch. It's all one word: BLKTUCH. And if y'all listening, y'all might want, if you want to get some ad time over here, because this is the second time I done shouted y'all out. Y'all might have to, send me some work over here. Send me, a little check or something. Or, send a couple of the young ladies from the movie. I'll pick out the two or three that I want. I don't want to do nothing with them. I just want to have them, walk around, maybe be, slightly naked, not all the way naked. Keep it tasteful. Keep it tasteful. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a little older these days. Certain things don't excite me the way they used to. But that is what it is. But yeah, I mean that was I guess a good TM. Oh man, y'all on one tonight. But they are coming through fast and quick. So ladies, y'all might have to help me with this one. This young lady says she's been seeing this guy for a while. They started off as, I guess they started off physical, which, I mean, it happens. Nothing wrong with it. Some of my best relationships have been off of first and second date sex. And ironically, those have also been some of my longest relationships. So, there's that. But she feels like he's scared to be seen in public with her. Or maybe not scared. Maybe I'm misreading this. Okay, she sent the picture. She is not. She's very attractive. So this lady, she's extremely attractive. She wants to know if maybe he has a girlfriend. If he's seeing somebody else, she was like, they never go out. It's just usually sex. Speaking from a man's point of view, because men were pretty much logical thinkers, sometimes if we start things a certain way in our mind, that's just how it is. Like, especially if, I don't know if y'all had a conversation out of that, send me another DM and I'm going deeper. I don't know if y'all had a conversation about, I don't know, not the what are we conversation, but in these type of things, conversations usually need to be had at the beginning, at the source, especially if you're gonna be physical. Like I said, we are men, we are logical thinkers. Now, granted, usually if you bumping ugly, somebody will catch feelings, and sometimes it's the man. But you do have some women out there that when they say all they want is sex, that's really all they want. That's a small percentage, but it's more out there than you think. But I think if you haven't talked to him yet, have a conversation, be forthcoming. Don't seem like you're being, I don't know. Men get defensive quick, especially when they're put in awkward situations. Especially if he just came over there, maybe do what y'all doing, and you like, nah, let's have a conversation first. They might catch him off guard a little bit, so you might want, before you get over there, send him a text like, hey, can we talk, or give him a call, so on and so forth. But the average man, if you say you just want sex and nothing else, in his mind, he's like, all right, this is the person I'm having sex with. She don't want a relationship. She don't want nothing else. That's it. We just having sex. Now, granted, usually with these, I don't know if you want to call them. I guess I don't really know if it's a friends with benefits of all you're doing is having sex. I guess that would be more of like a fuck buddy situation. But then again, she wasn't really descriptive. So I can say this: when I've been in those situations, in my mind, once you tell me you just want to have sex, that's it. We just having sex. Don't ask me for nothing else. But also, I gotta be responsible too. Once the sex is over, I got to go because I'm laying up over there with you. Then we watching Netflix. You making breakfast. Now we doing something else. But seeing some men mind, they okay with that. And see, that's when it get tricky. If y'all just gonna be sex buddies, then one of y'all gotta leave. Unless one of y'all lives extremely far. If you more than 30 to 40 minutes away, then yeah, you should stay. But you should set an alarm, and before it gets time for everybody to be comfortable, you should set an alarm. Set an alarm like you going to work. That way you can get up, go home, get in your own bed. You ain't got to worry about nothing. And you're gonna beat the traffic. But the moment you just over there, and this goes for men and women, then y'all like each other. Then y'all get into this other stage where it gets real tricky, where y'all like each other, but don't nobody want to admit it because of the way y'all started. So now it's like y'all looking at each other a certain way because y'all was physical first. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, let me put on my let me get my Dr. Phil on here for a minute. Oh nah, I'm black, so I'm gonna say Dr. Trill. Somebody clap it up. That's right, I forgot. I am the engineer, the host, and I am behind on the sound effects. But I am not unused to running everything. The old show, I was the bartender, the janitor, the co-host, the executive producer, the songwriter, you name it, I did it. And it was all for the love of the show. But anyway, I digress. Once y'all get to the part where y'all like each other, then it's like y'all become non-girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend. Y'all doing all the relationship stuff, but don't even one of y'all want to be committed until it's convenient. She go out with her girls. She on the gram. She might be somebody's store. It might be some dudes around. Now you texting her like, "This what we doing? This what we doing?" But knowing neither one of y'all want to be in a relationship, and then vice versa. She might see you out somewhere or see you on somebody's story. Next thing you know, well, who is that bitch? When it all could be avoided if y'all just would have had a conversation from the jump. Like, hey, I know what we doing right now may be purely physical, but I may want something else down the line. Then you might have a shot. If not, y'all just gonna be mad all the time. I mean, makeup sex would be great, but other than that, yeah. So, sweetheart, I would suggest you have a conversation with that man, and let him know what's on your mind. Let him know how you feeling. You know what I mean? I mean, at this point, I mean, you didn't say how long this was going on, but I'm imagining if you having certain thoughts about it, it had to have been a while. So let that man know how you feeling. You know what I'm saying? Let him know what's popping. And yeah, keep it pimping. I'm actually kind of having fun just answering these DMs, man. This is actually pretty fun. Not gonna hold you. A lot of these I can't even say on the. I mean, I could, but I won't, because when the DMs get to DMing, sometimes they ain't always about the show. You know what I'm talking about? Oh man! Shout out to DMV Hood News. They just no, read that wrong. Sorry, that is not DMV Hood News. But shout out to them anyway, man. You know they got they usually run content on IG and various other platforms. Shout out to them doing what they do. This says DMV Starly. DMV. Stop and say Starly. Uh, okay, this was just about. This one ain't really that important, but yeah, this is just about one of the songs I dropped. I dropped 10 songs last night. If y'all don't know, independent, fully funded by me. So I'm on every streaming platform you can think of, from Tidal to Pandora to Spotify. It's 1,000 trouble mans though, so you type it in, you're gonna find 1,000 of them. I can't remember every song I dropped last night, but I dropped 10 songs last night. Go on there and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Also, while I'm doing shameless plugs, why don't I just keep this going? Also, I should have something coming up with Complex soon. That should be popping up. It's a segment they doing, or at least they segment they told me they was doing. I don't know if the shit will air or not. But if not, I'ma just steal the footage and run it on my stories. Free promotion is free promotion. So that's that. Yeah, go in there, got a little something for everybody. If you ride, if you want to get your thing on, you know what I'm saying? I got all that. And I got a bunch of great artists that I work with too. So definitely check them out on their own kind of sense. Because you won't hear me doing too much singing. I'm more of a rap singer. And the singer, you might hear me doing a little song with some auto tune, or you might hear me blending in with somebody that actually sings. But yeah, I ain't doing too much of that. The only time I'm singing is at karaoke, and I gotta be 4 or 5 drinks in for that. So don't expect to hear me singing too much, but you will hear me. And what I'm saying, shout out to everybody that helped me on that project. I got another project that should be coming out next week. I've been dropping a lot of singles because I've been trying to get this album done. But in the mix of doing that, I've been able to drop so many singles because I got about 100 songs in the can, probably more than that. It might be like 116. So I may end up dropping a trilogy. Who knows? But the Healing singles has been out for a while. I don't know if that was one of the ones I dropped last night or not, but I know it's been on YouTube for a couple of months. We had to get the distribution right with the streaming services. Cause like I say, I'm independent. I ain't taking no checks. I ain't taking nothing I can't recoup. It was non-recoupable. Yeah, send that check. Wire that over. But if there's anything I gotta recoup now, I'm good. I put my own bread up first and just reap the benefits. Let me go to the next message. Oh, this is stupid. I'm not saying this on here. Oh man, y'all gotta stop with the foolishness, man. Y'all gotta stop with the foolishness. Um, let me scroll to the next one. I'm not even entertaining that one, man. That's crazy. So the next one we got here is I can't even pronounce this young lady's name. Sweetheart, did just send me that DM. Send me another one so I can pronounce your name correctly. Is it Turks and Caicos? What is it? All right, but anyway, I'm gonna get to it. Just send me another DM and I try to get your name right, sweetheart. So hers is long too. Now I'm gonna kind of glimpse through it. So ladies, y'all might have to help me with this one as well. So, do you think somebody you consider your sister could be jealous of you, even though they say they're not? I mean, absolutely. Actually, ladies, I don't need y'all. I answer that myself. I mean, it depends. When somebody show you who they are, believe them. It's as simple as that. Now, it could be some underlying issues that she has. It could be jealousy, or she could just be frustrated with her own life. And if you seeing somebody that's successful might trigger some old feelings or some whatever, man. Oh, my man Bear just hit me. Said we getting too serious. He's talking about where the laughs at. Nigga, I'm still funny now. Don't get it twisted. We funny. We having a good time. You know what I'm saying? And this is the one show that we actually need honey because all these women DMs. But yeah, nigga, we more than jokes on this show, Negro. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm here to amuse you. But shout out to my man Ben, man. Shout out to him and all the good people over there. Oh man, this is a lot. I didn't expect to get this many DMs. I don't know if I'm gonna get through all of them tonight. Maybe I'll save some for next week. Cause one thing about when you don't have no co-host, you gotta do a lot of talking. I already feel like I've been talking for an hour, and it ain't even been 30 minutes yet. So raise your hand if you want a music break. In the chat, raise your hand if you want a music break. If not, then I just keep going because nobody's in the public chat for some reason, but everybody's in my DM. If y'all go to fmriverside.com, it's a public chat. We got two chats. We got the studio chat. We got a public chat. Now check it out. Y'all burning my DMs up. Matter of fact, I just realized Y'all in my DMs. Y'all not even DMing the right person. Y'all supposed to DM Tequila Chronicles Reloaded. I mean, but like the little midget that sent me the news though, you could definitely DM. You can slide my DM anytime. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. And people think men have a fetish with midgets. So, anyway, moving on to the next. I don't even think it's a fetish. I've told this story on the show many, many times. Many times. But I guess if you ain't heard it, I'll tell it again. So this was I ain't tell you how old I am now, but I'm gonna tell you this. This was 40 years ago at this point. I think I was maybe no, it wasn't 40 years ago. It was 30 years ago. Woo, boy, I'm about to make myself older than I am. And if you've heard this story before, then so what? Just act like it's your first time. I'll never forget. Me and a buddy of mine was in PG Plaza. I saw the prettiest little thickest midget I had ever seen in my life. Now, mind you, I'm only 19 at the time. You know, you're 19, your confidence through the roof. I mean, at 49, my confidence still through the roof. But at 19, it's a different kind of a different kind of confidence. So I looked, I said, damn, shorty bad. Little, I mean, the little teeniest thing, like that means she was thick. I'm talking, she was thicky thick. I said, man, I'm about to go over there and get that. Because at 19, I had never had one yet. You know what I'm saying? I said, let me go over here and try my hand. As I'm a pro now, my buddy I was with is about 6. I think my man Sean was like 6'1". He's about 6'1". As I'm walking over here, now mind you, this is the year, it's 1996 at PG Plaza, the food court. As I'm literally walking over there to approach her, this dude comes in, he has to be like at least 6'6". And that's probably being generous. He probably was taller than that. He picks this little midget up off the ground and puts her in the air and plants a kiss right on her mouth. I was like, I said, now that is different. You'd have thought my feelings been was hurt, but I was actually amazed. I was actually amazed because, yeah, I've seen a lot of things in my life. I have never, ever in my life seen something like that. I got another DM. You talk about porn a lot. How can I talk about porn a lot? This is only the second show. Unless you was listening to the old shows, then yeah, we did talk about all kind of stuff. Have you ever been to a swingers club? And do you have any stories? Yes, I absolutely have been to a swingers club, and I got a bunch of stories. A lot of them are funny. Matter of fact, hell, I think all of them are funny. But since my partner ain't here, we'll save some of them for the next time. But I'll give you one, which is hilarious. Because usually the people I date are usually either involved in some kind of public eye or like in some kind of media relations. So this particular one time I went with this one young lady. She was actually she was on the radio. I'm not gonna say what station she was on, but she was on the radio and didn't really want to go, but wanted to go because she had never been. So we get in line, right? Because it's a line to get in. It's like anything else, you know. You go, you get in line, you go, you show your ID, blah blah blah. I see a buddy of mine in the line. The if any of y'all know Black Eric, he's loud as fuck. He don't have no filter. So I see him. I said, I'll wait till I get, because we hadn't gotten inside what the actual club part was yet. Because, upstairs is like a club, downstairs is, where all the sex goes on it, unless they have like a blackout night. And for those of you who are listening and hear me talk about this, if you know what I'm talking about, that means you've been there. So I don't need to say the name because you already know what I'm talking about. Before we get to the door, he turns around. Oh shit! What's up, Wayne? I'm like, man, what's happening, Pep? I said, man, I said, what you doing here? And when I tell you in one breath, my man Eric said, shit, you freaking? I'm freaking. Everybody freaking. The young lady I was with, when I tell you, was flustered. Her whole face turned red. Oh man, that shit was hilarious. It might not have been that funny to y'all, but I found the shit hilarious. Still do. I went in there a couple of times. Another homie of mine was in there. I went for Halloween one time. My man, he's dressed as Ike Turner, the beard and everything. He walked up to me. What's up, man? It's me, Tony. And he pulls a bit. I'm cracking up. These like they're full disguise. The shit is hilarious. Because you never know who you're gonna run into in these type of places. Because I've been in there where I've seen corporate people. I've seen all kind of people. But a lot of times when it's those type of parties, because I've like the politicians and all that shit don't go to those type of places. They have somebody facilitate for them. Like when you're dealing with somebody that's like in the Senate and things like that, they'll have somebody facilitate something for them. They'll run out like a mansion. It's not like because people have those type of parties, you know, how certain houses do them too. But it's not like this type of vibe. Like it blew my mind. It really did. Cause I was seeing a young lady and she took me to, it was so long ago. It was a fashion show at one of the embassies. Now mind you, I hadn't known this young lady, you know, very long. We were kind of like just kind of starting to, you know, whatever. I mean, we had been intimate maybe once or twice. And, you know, we had some discussions, but I was not prepared for what was about to happen. So I want to say, was it at the Italian embassy? I can't remember. This was so long ago. We're talking at this point, probably 20 years ago. It was at one of the embassies downtown. Beautiful models. We're talking about they had Lamborghinis and Ferraris and shit outside. And I don't think Maybachs was out back then. Oh no, actually, you know what they were because this was Maybachs were out, so it might have been some Maybachs out there, Phantoms. It was just some luxury cars everywhere. I was in the GMC Denali, so I parked my car in the back. I didn't even let the valet. I was like, yeah, I got this. So she was like, well, what do you want to do when this is over? And I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. She was like, well, my friend is having a party. And she was like, Senator such and such is having something at one of his spots. I was like, all right. I was like, I don't know if I want to party with a bunch of old pale motherfuckers, but I'm with it. I said it should be, I should see some pigment or some melanin popping in there somewhere in the pockets. But I was like, I thought it was gonna be, something, go have a couple of drinks, you know what I'm saying? Maybe eat some catered food. Come on back. I want to say the fashion show was over at maybe like 11:30ish. I want to say we got to this house mansion thing, whatever, around 12:31. And I go in, and it's looks like a typical situation for that type of crowd. So and she's like, oh, come man, she's introducing me to the people I hadn't met. So at the actual fashion show, and then some of the young ladies from the fashion show were there. So I was like, all right, this might be all right. So drinking and mingling and so on and so forth, whatever. And she's asking me, like about the fashion show. And I'm like, oh yeah, it was cool. X, Y, and Z. I like how they did this, they did that, so on and so on, so on and so forth. So she was like, but what did you think about, the girls? Like, which ones did you like, or whatever. And if you know me, I tell people all the time, if you don't ask me a question, you don't want the answer to, because I'm going to answer it regardless. But I was like, okay, so I said, maybe she's trying to just feel me out, see whatever. So I was like, I liked such and such of this one and such and such of that one, and so on and so forth. But the conversation really didn't go anywhere where I thought it was, going to be something. I just thought, we was having a conversation. So, we're drinking, whatever. And, we was mingling for a minute because I feel like I had a few drinks. I feel like it was more than three. So she was like, "All right, well, we're about to go to this section of the house." Because I noticed when we was at, it started getting tricky. I was thinking everybody was leaving, right? I'm like, oh, everybody probably gone, whatever, whatever. So she was like, well, they're having an after party. Now, I'm still, to mind you, I've been to these type of functions before, but not to this elite level. So I'm like, after party, what these jokers gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ain't nothing popping here. You know what I'm saying? So we go to the, I mean, this place is huge. Like, to this day, this is the biggest mansion I've ever seen the inside of in my entire life. So we go to this other part of the house, and I swear it was like a flash of an eye. The whole scenery changed. I'm talking about it was Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm talking about normally with these situations they kind of split the thing up or whatever. It was everybody on everybody, no matter what's your what your orientation was. They had that's the best way I can describe it without getting too graphic. They had something for everybody was doing whatever they do. I was like, okay, this is different, but I'm still kind of intrigued. So I wasn't really smoking like that back then. I never really been a big smoker, but I'm like, as wild as this night is getting, I might as well. Because I didn't want to do no Molly. I didn't want to take an E-pill. So I said, I just, smoke a little bit. So then she asked me to, she's like, come on, we're going to go down here. So she takes me in a room, and there's two girls in there from the fashion show. I said, oh. Me, generally, I just like to watch. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, I ain't even got to do that. I can just sit there and watch and be happy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell y'all what I'm doing while I'm watching it, but everybody going, we all going, yeah. So I don't even know. It was just one of them nights because I was like, I thought that they was gonna do what they did, but I kind of find out the two young ladies was actually a couple. And the young lady I was with, she was like, this is kind of like the things I'm into, so on and so forth. She was like, but I don't like full swaps with men. She was like, I don't want anybody else put their dick in me. I was like, I can see that. I can see that. I get it. So it worked out for me. It was a great night for me, I must say. It went down in the history books. That is probably one of my favorite nights of that era of the 2010s. And had a good time. Got super lit. Once I got comfortable, then I thought I was in there. I don't even know who's the guy back there. I thought I was in there with my Lexington Steel. I ain't saying I got Lexington Steel, but I can move like I got Lexington Steel. So yeah, I mean that happened, and actually in hindsight, it actually was a great party because when we got ready to leave, they actually had a car service take us back to the hotel. They was like, you can leave your car here with valet, and we'll have somebody, pick you up tomorrow and bring you back to it, because it was so much, abundance of drugs and alcohol and just everything. They couldn't really be held liable if you went out there and did something stupid. So I got that. But yeah, that was yeah, man. Yeah, you done brought up memories, girl. Brought back some good memories, some good times, man. Like I say, I'm a relatively laid back individual, but sometimes I will jump out there and jump out there. I don't know if I jump all the way out the window, but I definitely stick my head out of it a little bit. Oh man, yes indeed. Like I said, I got a lot of DMs. I think I'm gonna save some of them for next week when we both on here. We get that chemistry going. But since I told y'all it was a show tonight, I I definitely got to be a man of my word and stick to that. So I came on here and held it down. But now it's time for me to go because I can't miss my valet trash because they don't come back until Sunday. And why would I want to drive my own trash when I pay for them to do it? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this thing because one, I take out trash, we'll sit it out. Two, I want to relax a little bit. I don't work 2 long days. And I've been talking to y'all for 45 minutes now. So on that note, we're about to go ahead and wrap this thing. So you can find us on Tequila Chronicles Reloaded on IG. You can also find Honeybee the Bourbon on IG at Honeybee the Bourbon. I actually said it right the first time. This woman changes her names every year. Like every year. I'm just about to start calling her the artist formerly known as. You can also find me on IG at WeezMan2K5, just a G with an O in the front, at WeezMan2K5 on IG. That is where I be most days. I'm kind of a little bit on Facebook. Like I said, they shut down my main page. I got a little backup page if you want to see me on there. It's Wayne Trouble Man. I'm on TikTok, but I don't really be on TikTok. I think I got like 3 TikToks, and I don't know the names for any of them. So if you find me on TikTok, good luck. Hell, if you find me, send me the information so I can find me. You know what I'm talking about? And other than that, keep it pimping. God bless. Good night. Tomorrow is Friday. Today is Friday Eve. Be grateful. Be blessed. Be humble. And I got to keep saying stuff until I find outro music. So, I found it. So again, shout out to Track Pros. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do anything with this track, but it's such a banger. I don't even know. Sometimes I just ride with it in the car and just let it play. That's how much I like it. So shout out to Track Pros. We will see y'all next week. It's been a blast. One love.